Alright, welcome guys. Welcome guys, I want to welcome you to this module. In this module, we are going to be going into the funnel building properly. We're going to have an idea of what it means to, build a funnel and get to use it, right? Now, I said that we're going to be using a simple funnel, which is a system.io platform. It's a website, is a platform that you can use to do virtually everything in your funnel. I explained that in the previous module. This is a funnel where you could do virtually everything. You could, set up your funnel, sell something, a product or a service. You could also set up email sequences, automation for you to be able to follow up on your potential prospects. And this is very important because most times people don't buy from the very first time they come to your site or they come to your funnel. They need some level of subsequent follow-up for them to be able to get to buy from you, and that's why it is called a funnel, because you're taking them through a journey that would eventually help make them to become buyers and retained buyers. So now we want to build a funnel. The first thing you do when you want to build a funnel is to come here. Previously I said that before you start talking about building the funnel, you need to be able to make sure that you have set up all the strategy that you need to use. You must have set up your strategy. You must have set up your copywriting rights, which is basically your messaging. And then you must have, have an idea, just a little idea of what your heading is going to look like, right? So when your heading, your body, the body of the content or of your funnel, and the write-up, probably you must have an idea of the color combinations you want to use on the background and all that. But basically, you should have a pretty good idea, pretty good knowledge, and you must have written it down or designed it, or just have a sketch of what you want it to look like. And for me, what I usually do when I want to build a funnel is to make sure that I use the Google Doc. I use the Google Doc because it's very, very reliable for me, because anytime I get to design a funnel or I get to do anything, I can actually save it. I mean, it is automatically saved. You can actually use it anytime on the go. Excuse me. It's already saved there on your Google account. As long as you're able to log in into your Google account, you'll be able to use it and be able to access it anytime. So once that is done, the first step you want to take is to come here under funnels. Yeah, this place, funnels, and then you click on funnels. Now it's telling you 0 funnels because looks like the list is empty. Of course, the list is empty. So the next thing you want to do is to click on create. So what kind of funnel do you want to build? Basically, I want to build a funnel that would probably help me to sell something. Do I want to build an audience? You have options to choose here if you want to build an audience, or if you want to sell something, or you want to build a custom funnel from scratch, or you want to run an evergreen webinar, right? So basically you could think about it as an avenue for you to be able to sell whatever you want to sell, for you to be able to build your business entirely using the funnel opportunities that are here. So excuse me, what you want to what I the sample that I designed, that I wanted us to use, is a sample of someone selling an anti-aging cream. Yeah, an anti-aging cream. So basically I'm looking at the physical product. So I could name this funnel anti-aging. I really use uppercase, anti-aging cream. Okay, I want to sell. Then you click on create. Now our funnel is all set up. Our funnel is all set up. So this is not a funnel. I mean, you've already created a list. You've already created the kind of funnel that you want to sell something. You've made it to understand that, okay, yeah, you want to sell something. So basically this is it. And now you have some sort of sample here that you can use. They have different samples of different funnels that you could use to, get things done, right? Okay, so I want to see if we'll be able to see if we can build our funnels from scratch, because most times I don't like using the ones they've given us. I like building from scratch. So I want to see if we have anyone from scratch here, but basically I don't think we can see anyone from scratch. So what we want to do is, let's see if we preview this one, if it fits into what we want to do. So we're just basically just going to wait for it to see if the sample that we have is going to fit into what we want to do. The network is pretty bad, so we just have to hold on and wait for it. Okay. Yeah, so guys, the very first option we choose, sell to an audience, for us to be able to sell, isn't going to allow us to build that funnel that I want us to build. So the very best option to choose is, let's start again. We'll create, build an audience, get people's email address to build your email list. Basically that's the funnel you want to build. Then you click on create. Okay, sorry, you're supposed to put the form name, still anti-aging cream, and so you click on create. So it is created, and you have samples of different funnels different funnel samples that you can use. So you try to go ahead to check anyone that you feel that is quite okay for you. You can just hover on it like this. Once you hover on it, you can click on preview, and it gives you an idea like, okay, this is how it looks like. Are you ready to learn the best to create space pages? This an example, right? This is how this particular one looks like. So you can decide to say, okay, I want to use this one and change some of the wordings here. If what you're doing is quite similar to this, you can just use this one, edit it, and change some of the wordings here. But I don't want us to use this. So what we're going to do is to come down here, we'll scroll down here. This last one is the blank page, is the blank sheet. So we want to use the blank sheet to start up. So we'll click on select. So once you select it, it brings you to this place to show you that the form setup has already been created. So we want to know that this represents that you want to save this page. This one is if you want to view the funnel step. And this one is if you want to edit so this is for you to be able to view the funnel step, and this is for you to be able to edit the page, for you to be able to use it just the way you want it. And this is if you want to change the templates, the page template. Maybe you want to use another template other from the one you chose to use. What you want to note is if you choose to change the template, you are going to lose all of the jobs, all of the designs that you've done previously, right? So you're going to lose all of the information. That is something you should be aware of. So now let's get started. We want to start editing this blank page that we've chosen, and this is where we choose edit it. So one thing you should know about this these funnel building platforms is that it enables you to do things without writing codes. Before, years back, if you want to do things like this, it was solely for the web developers who write front back-end codes, different kind of codes using different kind of programming languages, JavaScript, HTML, C, C++, and a host of others. People who use different kind of softwares, codings to get things done. Now, from what you've done, from your design, this is what you want to design. This is a funnel you want to build. You basically want to sell products. You want to sell this particular product of an anti-aging cream. Now, if you remember the lesson I told you initially, I said that your heading, for your heading to be very effective, you need to use a pre-heading, then the main heading, and then a subheading. The pre-heading's job is to capture the attention of the target audience, and that is what the heading also does, but it draws the attention. Like if you see this one, I said attention, aged mothers, aged women, older women with an older looking face. So we want to take this and copy it, and then we'll come to our editor. So we want to choose a headline text and we'll drop it here. So it's saying a large call to action. So you do Ctrl V or you paste the headline that you've just copied. So what kind of headline do you want to be? This is where you can reduce the size of the headline. If you make it H1 headline, it becomes bigger. If you make it H2, it becomes slightly bigger. H3, the more you go, it keep reducing, right? Keep reducing. So I'm going to make this H5, right? And this is for the font size. Do you want the size to be bigger or smaller, or this is where you get to reduce it. The line height, if this was having more than 3 lines now, like the first line, second line, third line, this is what you use to reduce the height of the line. Okay, this is for you if you want to use the same font. You want to use Google Fonts. If you're using Google Fonts, it's asking you what kind of fonts do you want. Can choose Anton. Changes the look of that write-up. If you decide to come down and use something else, this is basically for you to be able to choose font. So we're using Comforter, right? So there was a font style. They want to be regular, wants to be light 300, medium 500. It doesn't really make any significant difference. So line spacing simply means how do you want the spacing to be between this aged and these mothers, then between these mothers and aged women. So if you increase the line spacing, it's going to widen the spacing of what you just written. So if you ask me, it's pretty okay. Now, this is background color. This is text color. If you look at it, the background color is there's no background color. It's cancelled. It means that the background color is plain and there's no background color. If you really want to change it, you can come here and say, okay, I want the background color to be yellow. Then it changes the background color. You can say I want the background color to be red, changes it. You can say I want it to be you can say I want the background color to be this color or this color. So whichever one you choose is absolutely okay, but you need to use good color judgments to be able to choose a nice color. Right now you've chosen that background color. You want to change the text color to something like white. Okay. Yeah, you want to change the text color to white. You saw what I did. Before you're able to change the text color, you need to be able to highlight it first. You highlight it, and to highlight you can just double click or triple click it, just like that. Or you can just put your cursor here, hold the left hand side of your mouse, and then drag. You keep dragging till you get to the end. That's what it means to highlight. Once you highlight it like that, you come to this text color and you change this text color. Now that said, we're moving on. Now, do we like the size? Do we like where this thing is? Do we want to move it a little bit further, or want to drag it down and all that? Do you want to bring it down? Do you like it where it is? Do you want to this is just basically alignments. Where do you want it to be? That's the margin. The padding was the size of the padding. padding is basically the size, how you want to place it between um, between the font and the box where it is in. When I do this, the one at the bottom will increase now. This is for the left and the right. Right? So basically that's just more like the function you want to use. So we've used it to drag attention, aged mothers, aged women, older women with an older looking face. If people who are aged and they see something like this, they want to quickly, what's this person talking about? Now we're seeing that the next thing in our funnel is our big headline: new secret revealed. Discover how to look younger than a 23-year-old girl in 25 days without plastic surgery and look sexily hot for your husband or younger man. It's an awesome headline. Like I told you before in our previous classes, that your headline must be very captivating. It must be targeted to an audience, and it must make that big promise that you are trying to sell to your prospect. So this is the headline. So what I'm just going to do here is copy it. Remember I said we've already done our homework, so we just copy it and we come here, we select another headline text, and this particular one I want to highlight this and then paste what we've copied, Ctrl V. Good. This headline I want it to be H1. I want the headline to be H1, and then I want the text color. Remember I said before we'll do that, we have to highlight. I want the text color to be I think I want it to be red. I want it to be red. Yeah, so this is it. Attention, aged mothers, aged women, older women with an older looking face. New secret revealed. Discover how to look younger than a 23-year-old girl in 25 days without plastic surgery and look sexily hot for your husband or younger man. So that is it. We've done the headline, and I want you to understand that the headline is in fact the most important part of your funnel, because it draws attention. It is what will tell if people will continue reading the funnel or they will just get the hell out. So your headline must be very captivating enough, very captivating, and must be able to draw attention. Now, that said, we are moving over to what's the next thing on what we've prepared. Now we have the subheading. We've dealt with the pre-heading, the main heading, and this is the subheading. So we'll still do our normal Ctrl C. And we look for another headline. Now if you look at this, you notice that these are two different lines, but they are too close together. However, I even want to make this h5. Now, are you seeing how it is? So you want to be able to highlight everything. And you want to probably, do you want to change the fonts? If you want to change the font, maybe you want to make it the same as Comforter, and probably change the color, maybe the background color or the text color to yellow. Okay. Does that look good? I don't think so. Let's try blue. Okay. But if you look at this these fonts, it's looking not really looking like what we want. We'll make it bold. Okay, it's bold already. Okay. Attention, age models, age women, older women with an older looking face. New secrets revealed. This is a pre-heading, the main heading, the subheading. Even if you have tried everything that did not work, even if you are a 60-year-old woman, this will really get to capture them more. Now, this is pretty basic. Now I want to go check. I will have again. Now we have an image. We have an image of a before and after photo. Okay. All you do is, before you start doing all this, you make sure that you have the images and the stuff you want to use already saved on your system, on your laptop, and all that. So here I want to use an image. So what I need to do is to come here and choose image. I want to drop an image. I can decide to say, okay, I want to use a carousel, or I can also decide that I want to use an image, and I drag the image down here. So it's asking me, do I want to use my images or I want to upload it? If I want to upload it, I should select the file I want to upload it from. So I'll click on select file. I'm going to go straight to where I have my images. So for me, it's under my downloads, so I'll click on this one, and I'll click on insert. Now if you look at it, basically the image might really be quite small for you, so you can increase the size of the image here. Right, you can increase the size of the image. You scroll down and see other things you can adjust, and basically you know what you have in mind, you know the kind of funnel you want to build and what you want to design. Right, so that's that about that. And you want to check out what you have again. Okay, you know it's this, and then you come over and you add an image again. You're repeating the same process. So you want to increase the size of the image, so align with the size of the previous one. If you want to, as you're working, you want to keep saving your changes, because anything can happen. You could lose your work, so you want to keep clicking here. If you want to see how your funnel is beginning to look like, you can just click on this very place. You're seeing how your funnel is beginning to look like. Attention age models, new secret revealed. Are you seeing how the funnel is beginning to look like? It's beginning to make sense, right? Now we're going back to the editor, so we'll keep working. Remember, I told you that for a good funnel, for funnels to be very good, you have to make sure that the offer is irresistible. Your messaging, which is the copy, is great. You must have benefits. Must address the benefit, the pain point, and the objections of the potential prospects. And then it must have bonuses, urgency, and scarcity. And of course, that would have come after you position yourself as a person of authority, position the value they would be getting, and the benefits, like I said before. So we are moving on. Now we are coming to the point where they call the hook. This is the hook. The hook are things you can say that can make the hook usually comes after the headline. The hook is basically used to build on the attention that has already been gotten. So you could use questions that you know that your clients are going through. You could use stories, you could use both. Here, this is what I say. Do you find it difficult to work with your man? Or do you find Or do your husband find it difficult to work with you when you both go out? Do you feel depressed because you feel you no longer look attractive? Do you lose flux of energetic young guys because they see you as being too old? Does your man or husband have a lovely looking younger side chick because he sees you as old and tired? Then you're not alone. When you see questions like this, you know that it is being used to draw out those that are likely to be interested. I'll make this model very short. This is already 35 minutes, so I'll continue in the next model.